Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me. Friday edition. Debsy, bloop, that's me. Hey everybody, it is Friday. Thank God. TGIFF. And listen, y'all can say whatever you want to say that the F is. I know what my F is. Not suitable for work, F. Okay, so it is the weekend. I hope everybody had a great day and a good week and is going to have a great weekend. It is Oscar weekend. Ooh, I can't wait. Okay, that's not what we're talking about right now though. Way back in the week on Tuesday, I watched Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I watched it, and then I paid no attention, really. And then I watched it again, and I paid a little bit more attention. And I took some notes. I'm old school. So let's go over it. So let's get into a little bit of what happened with the ladies from New Jersey. Listen, Paul and Dolores were talking, and I think she had said that I don't know if she said she's tired or what, but Paul said, you know what that is? That's menopause. You're getting menopause. And she was like, no. Listen, sweetheart, don't be upset about menopause. Menopause is great. Listen, if you're a guy and you don't want to hear this, no, period. It's awesome. You sweat a little bit. Your hormones go crazy. Sometimes you might get a beard. Sometimes you might not. Once again, I think it's great. Embrace it, Dolores. If that's what it is, embrace it, Dolores. Also, what was it? Rachel Buddha, she had her family over. And I have to tell you, I love Rachel's grandma. Rachel's grandma was just saying whatever she wanted to say. And she said that, Rachel just said her grandma is like, I can say what I want to say, I'm old. Now listen, that's to a point you can. I mean, don't go around saying truly heinous things. But I mean, hey, sometimes I use that myself. Like I'll say, I'm old. I get it. A lot of people are going to be like, but Deb, you're not really that old. I mean, I am going to be 55 this year. I feel all of it. And I feel all of it plus like 40 extra years. So, hey, say what you want to say. Also, Melissa and her daughter went driving, and her daughter is just learning to drive. And so they were in the car. They went to the, they went to the coffee shop drive-through, and they were talking a little bit, and Therese and Melissa had said she really hopes that all of this turmoil that's going on between them and Therese's family, she hopes that it does not affect the relationship that her kids have with their cousins, have with Theresa's daughters. And she had said it doesn't. We don't talk about that, and it doesn't. And she hopes that, and she also had said, Melissa said she hopes that what is happening to her dad and Teresa doesn't happen between her and her brothers. And also, Melissa called Teresa Zia Teresa. And I was like, what exactly does that mean? If anybody knows, what's that? If anybody knows, let me know. This is complexion reflection time. It's terrible. So anyways, listen, you come here, you get me talking about Real Housewives, you have me going off on a tangent about my terrible complexion. Okay. Then Teresa and I believe it was Teresa and Melania met Gia at a wedding dress shop. And Teresa had already gotten her dress. She was just trying on another one, and she tried on like a tiara. And then she was talking to the guy who was doing the work on the veil. And I had noticed this when I saw pictures of the wedding. I noticed that there was writing on the veil, and I thought, what the hell is this? Well, I guess at first they were thinking that she was going to put love, love, love on it. But then instead, she ended up putting in, I cannot remember what the Italian phrase was, but it means always together. And that's on the veil, and it's in Italian. And that's what's on her parents' headstones. And I thought that was touching. I thought that was very nice. And then she was talking about how she had said off camera about how Melania, they flashed back to Melania. I cannot believe how much Melania has changed from like her younger days. Beautiful girls. All of them are beautiful girls. But they flashed back to Melania whenever Joe Giudice was in prison, and I felt so sad for her. It kind of broke my heart to look back at that and see like her saying, "Please bring my daddy home." And then when he had gotten out and they went to visit him in Italy, and she was like running to him and was so happy to see him. Kind of broke my heart to see that. But Gia had said something like the last time that she felt like they were a real family with Melissa and Joe was like the summer before, like right before Louis had come into the picture, and they were down at the Jersey Shore and they were hanging out. So that's the last time they felt like they were a family with the Gorgas. And then she just doesn't know what happened. Like Louis came in and she doesn't know what happened with Teresa or with Melissa and Joe. And I think it was Gia that said that Teresa was seconds away from asking her brother to walk her down the aisle. And now they don't even know it. They said, we don't even know if he's going to be coming to the wedding. And Melania had basically said that if he doesn't come to the wedding, then she's done, and that's it. Jen Aiden is a shit stirrer. And so she met Melissa for lunch. She's now, back then, she was saying that things are good with Melissa. She really wants to have a friendship with Melissa. Fast forward to BravoCon last year, when there was quite a bit of a kerfluffle between the two in the hotel lobby, and the Gorgas ended up throwing water at her, I think Joe dumped water on her head. So obviously things are not great between them right now. So the topic of a discussion at lunch was Margaret, of course. She has said, Jen Aiden says that Laura, Margaret's ex-best friend, said that Marge encourages Melissa to leave Joe. That's what she does. She just always encourages Melissa to leave Joe. And Melissa had said that Marge did joke about that back in 2021, whenever her and Joe were having marital issues, like he was. And then they flashed back and they showed him saying, I don't know what's changed about you now that you're this businesswoman and you're different and you've changed. They were having some problems back then. And Melissa was like, you're really stretching. I mean, off camera, she said, she's really stretching. I mean, Margaret was obviously joking about that. So Jen Fessler, bless Jen Fessler. I love Jen Fessler. Listen, Bravo, no one's going to listen to me or watch this. Andy Cohen is not going to see this. Please make Jen Fessler a full-time housewife next season. Please, because I love Jen Fessler. But Jen Fessler is going into this thinking that if she has a luncheon and she serves some good Southern food like some chicken and biscuits, that it's just going to stop these ladies from fighting. that's not the case at all. So she has a lunch over at her house. She invites everybody. And she hopes that the women see that this is just to have fun and not come at each other for blood. Once again, you haven't been around these people long enough to know that that will never happen. So, and Margaret's the first one to show up. Margaret's there and Melissa's there. And Melissa tells her, hey, I met with Jen and she said this, you're trying to encourage me to leave Joe for a ball player. That's what Jen says. She encourages you to leave Joe for a ball player. And Marge jokingly is like, well, if J-Lo can get A-Rod, then why can't you get some fancy ball player? But then she also brings out the question of, why is Jen Aiden trying to turn everyone against me? Right? I mean, she really does try, because in the beginning, she was really trying to get under Dolores's skin, and Dolores wasn't buying it. And to be honest with you, listen, if you want to, I can see why, if you're going to mess with anybody, don't mess with Dolores. I mean, Dolores out of all of them, Dolores is the toughest out of all of them, I think. I mean, she's Dolores because Dolores from Patterson will come out. I don't think it's a nice Dolores. I think she could cause some real damage. I wouldn't want to. No, I think she's the toughest. I think she can hold her own the most. So everybody shows up. Everybody's there, except for Jen Aiden. Jen Aiden comes last. Danielle comes in, and she before she comes in, they said, has anybody seen Danielle's Instagram page? And then they show a little bit of it. I would like to find Danielle's Instagram page. It looks like, they said she acts like a goofball and she's real funny. I would like to find it, because to be honest with you, I'm warming up to Danielle. I don't mind Danielle at all. Like on this week on the episode, she was saying she doesn't really care about like expensive bags or clothes or shoes. The thing that really makes her happy is like throwing like a fancy, nice party for her kids. I would like to find, I'm warming up to Danielle. I mean, I think she just speaks her mind. She's not like the other Danielle who was like, prostitution whore. You would engage 19 times. Flipping the table. So she's not like that. I'm starting to warm up to Danielle. Jackie comes in. Danielle offers, if you want to sit here, if you want to sit beside me, I know of the sun. And she says, well, I'll go up here and sit by, I don't know who, but it was not sunny. It was in the shade. And Danielle was like, thank you, son. I used to really like Jackie, but Jackie this season, in the limited times that we've seen her, she has been judgy. I'm not that big a fan of that. So Jen Fessler, so everybody's there, and Jen Fessler then is like, who can fight over chicken and waffles? Well, apparently, Jen Aiden and Marge can. Because Marge is like, why are you trying to change my good friend Melissa's opinion of me? And why do you have to keep bringing all of this up? Don't you have anything better to do? Which then has Jennifer Aiden screaming about what I don't have. I have something you'll never have, and it's a family. Well, she does have a family, because she has her mom, she has her husband. And then Marge comes back, Margaret comes back and says, well, at least I have a good marriage. And listen, I checked out after I checked out on some of the specifics that they were yelling about. And Jen Fessler was like, listen, you got to calm down. I don't live out in the middle of like nowhere. And my neighbors are like far away. I have neighbors right here. So you guys have to stop screaming and yelling. And they don't. And then Jen Fessler's like, listen, Jen, you got to go. You got to leave. Good for her. that she put a stop to it. Because, listen, if I was one of the neighbors, would I be calling cops? No, because I'm Nebby. I would literally be like, I'd be like, shut up. I want to hear this. I want to see this. I'd be sitting out there with my binoculars and being like, ooh. Seriously. So the last thing they had was, what was it? Danielle had just a sweet Barbie party for her daughter, Valentina Loren. I love that name, Valentina Loren. And I thought it was so cute. Everybody was in pink, and she invited Teresa. She invited Teresa, Rachel, and Jennifer. And so, and everybody got along real well. Rachel and Jennifer spoke. And I really, and Jen's daughter was there, like off to the side. I kind of wish she wouldn't like have cussed so much. I'm a big one for cussing, but I just don't do it in front of kids. I kind of wish she wouldn't. But I mean, there was no fighting. As much as I remember, there was no fighting. I didn't watch it till the absolute very end, but there was no fighting, which is good, because listen, it's a 5-year-old's birthday party. It's supposed to be about the kid. It's not supposed to be about screaming and yelling. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. So that was this week. I didn't see the previews for next week, so we shall see. Tell me what you thought about this episode. And with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. And please, if you're someplace where it's cold, please stay warm. Please take care of one another. And I love you guys. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.